camera. Just have to record on this little laptop now.
Every year we try to take a trip
Yeah, we try to take a trip.
together, like a bro trip,
Yeah.
father-son bro trip. That is, I don't know, really about embracing showing up at a new place, not knowing anything about it.
Yeah, like kind of exploring like a city for the first time and trying to learn as much as we can while in it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the anti-tourism. Right? If you think about like what a tourist is, it's someone that like shows up at a place and just kind of like consumes an experience.
Kind of like an experiential consumer, yeah.
Yeah, I think the opposite of a tourist is like a traveler. Someone that shows up at a place to learn and to understand kind of the unique aspects of what the city is, or what the land is about, the history of it. So in this mode of traveling, not being a tourist, our primary medium is photography and storytelling. Like we want to come back with a story.
Yeah.
That's like the mark of any good traveler. You don't come back talking about how you consumed a bunch of stuff or bought a bunch of stuff. You come back with a story. You come back with something that that you learned.
All right, let's do a big clap. All right, it's recording. All right, I didn't really think of this far ahead. Making this video, I was like during the trip, I was like, how do I explain like these photos and to kind of make it interactable with people who like want to watch a video? And I kind of thought of this, and it's funny how you brought up stories, because I thought the most engaging way to like have people interact with photos is kind of know the story behind a photo, or like a narrative that a photo is trying to tell. So what I have right here is a little PowerPoint of some of our favorite photos that we took during our trip, and it's kind of in chronological order.
Yeah, okay, well, let's start with this number one. Looks like some I'll use the phrase gently, but some tourists, right? Like kind of.
Yeah, it's like some tourist people. I think when I was taking the photo, I was so struck about how huge like these boats were, and I was like trying to find subjects of like, how do I show the scale of like how huge these boats are in downtown Juneau? And I was walking down the street with you, and I like abruptly stopped, and I saw these people crossing the street like right here near this construction area, and I found there's a good like little bit of framing by this fence right here. So you have this little frame of these people showing the scale of the boat, and then you have the boat itself, which is, it looks huge.
It's literally on par with the mountains.
Let's move on to photo number 2. I think this is your one, that we were walking on the dock of Juneau.
Yeah, I don't know. We just got there. Our eyes were hungry, and we were both armed with lenses. And anyway, we're walking around, and there's a kind of a little warehouse or something. These are these little safety mirrors that
I think everyone's seen them.
they put, just on corners to see what's coming. And I don't know. I just thought mirrors are always interesting with photography because it's like a second lens that's kind of available. And so I just took a picture of you from just a very different perspective of you kind of walking and exploring.
So yours, it's a photo.
Oh, this one kind of made me laugh because I was like, we have this huge
Yeah, like we rented this
800 millimeter freaking lens,
like
right? That
native Sony 800 to 400 super lens.
ridiculous lens that you're walking around with, just the size of a club.
Like a small gun almost.
And then here
like.
you are on your phone, which I get it, right? It just is, the phone is another thing, but it's just funny to me that it's like you've got this lens kind of slung over your shoulder and then on your phone.
And I think it's funny walking around with a lens like this. I think people interact with you differently too.
Oh yeah.
What are you taking photos of the moon?
Yeah, I got so many comments like it's the same joke.
Yeah.
Photos of the moon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same one. I've never heard it before because I usually don't shoot lenses like that,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is. Oh yeah, this one's mine.
This is cool. Yeah.
So again, one of the ships, and this one, it doesn't have any of the context, so this is Alaska at all. And so I decided to go black and white with this one because I just kind of thought there wasn't really too many interesting colors, and I wanted to more focus on the value of these people. There was workers that would go out and smoke on the outside of the
Interesting.
boats, and I just thought it was kind of interesting, like this. And I was like trying to frame them in a way, and I couldn't really find anything to frame them with, so I decided to go with the rule of thirds, I think, where you kind of split it up into these 4 quadrants, and I put them right in the middle right there.
This is cool to me because it almost evokes a sense of like micro living, right? This could almost be like an apartment complex somewhere in
like,
China, or like a very, it's like very close together living, and the repetition. And something you may not have caught is just like, it's just the element of word that you've left in, anthem of the blank.
Oh yeah.
Right, so what is that anthem? It's almost it indicates that this could be anywhere, right? Anthem of the what? I mean, this is funny. This one even shows up. This was when I took over that huge lens.
Yeah, like we swapped lenses because I was kind of getting frustrated with it because it's so, like I didn't know that like a millimeter could be too high because like sometimes I'm like, oh, if only I had like 100 more millimeters, I could take a photo of that bird.
Yeah.
And like this one, it's like, I kind of wish I was shooting on like a 24-70 right now because like it's almost like an old friend.
I actually just pointed this at the totem. There's many totems. For those that aren't familiar with Juneau and the indigenous culture, the tribe that's there that really shaped this land before everyone else is called the Tlingit tribe, and they have totems that are kind of very visible on the port and in the city. And I almost just snapped this just as a documenting shot, but then when I looked at it, I realized how much I loved the colors and the natural grain of the wood, and just the story it tells of just the culture. Like right away, like these tourists are kind of greeted with kind of these markings of the history of the land right away.
I think this one is yours, and this is the next day where we went to a little atrium, right? Next to
Arboretum.
Arboretum.
Yeah, it's a little flower place, like right on a bay. I cannot remember the name of the bay, but in the background is an island where there's a shrine of Saint Therese.
Oh yeah, I have a photo on that island.
I love playing with scale. I mean, the magnitude of this bay is incomprehensible if you're using your 2 human eyes, right? It takes up the entire skyline. It's vast. But if you have the power of a 35 millimeter lens, and you can dip down and get the flowers in that and kind of shrink that a little bit and make the scale a little different, then you have this opportunity to tell the story of these beautiful, fragile, temporary flowers blooming.
The next one does that even better. I think this is one of my favorite photos of me, actually.
So, I chose to go full color here just because.
Yeah, the flowers are beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, these are like just the prime of these flowers. But again, it's telling the same story of just like we're in this very fragile, temporary place and perspective with the backdrop of just this huge bay. But this one kind of does even something more than the other one doesn't do. It tells the story of you, Charlie, naturally looking for photos, right?
Yeah, it's like
your camera out. So it's kind of a meta capture of like photographing the photographer. I love kind of dipping into the flowers a little bit because it I mean, if you look at it, it's like I've taken up maybe 60% of the frame with vegetation and then left the rest to negative space.
It's funny because it kind of like makes the scale of these flowers look huge. Like this looks like otherworldly to me, and it's so beautiful. Yeah, I remember kind of like leaving you in the car because I instantly saw this tree. I was like, oh, I can frame something with this. And what I like to do is I call this silhouetting, where there's not, these are people, but you don't really know their faces. Like there's no face to any of these bird people like floating in the water. So like you kind of get to put your own kind of narrative or story onto these people floating. Yeah. This was kind of far away from the tourists, and I just kind of wanted to capture what people in Juneau just do for fun. This is on the St. Therese Island where the church was.
Yeah, I like this. Wow, look how sparse it is. There's so much negative space in this.
Yes.
It's such a small focal point that takes up maybe just 5% of the frame, and the rest is just kind of naturally
Yeah.
sense of negative space with a suggestion of the environment.
This is the church on St. Teresa's Island.
Oh, this is your photo too.
This is my photo, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a cathedral there, or not a cathedral, but a monastery. Not a monastery.
A small church?
A chapel.
Yeah,
That's
chapel.
what I'm looking for. Yeah, a chapel, and it's a memorial, a national memorial to Saint Therese, who was this Catholic saint that came to Alaska. I can't remember the year, late 1800s, and I don't remember what actually it was that got her into sainthood, but she was known as her nickname was the Little Flower, and that is kind of I think that's the implication of like the arboretum across the bay, and like just there's so many flowers kind of at this chapel, and lots of colors right in the space that you may not anticipate.
It's funny, like taking this photo, again, what I was talking about is kind of the silhouetting thing where it's like, you try not to show their face because, like, I kind of want the person looking at this photo kind of to put their own narrative. Like, why is she walking into the church?
Yeah.
You know? I remember getting kind of lucky with this one, too, because I was taking photos of the flowers right here. And I just kind of realized this person was walking behind him, and I kind of quickly changed focus and
Yeah, I like this one.
got this photo.
Anytime there's like a doorway where someone's crossing a threshold into a door, right? You get this telling of like someone crossing into another world. Okay, and this lady, she had to walk across this kind of land bridge to get there to an island, and so I don't know what she was up to.
Yeah, just like walking into this church, crossing this threshold, you can put yourself into the photo a little bit because there's a face to it. And I think this one's yours, and this is actually at the exact same time that I took the door photo.
I couldn't get it out of my head that she was the Little Flower, but I think just kind of realizing that she was in her early 20s or mid 20s when she died. She died really young, and I just thought, man, that's just like so much like a flower, right? This temporary, very short life and colorful, bright life. And so everywhere I saw flowers on this island, I just thought, like, man, this is the spirit of this person. And so I thought I do the thing that I often do that you'll see in my work, where I try to match the scale of the smallest thing with the biggest thing. And so I just got right down into the flower bed and focused on it and made the actual chapel more of a blurry background. Let's go to the next one.
Next one, it's the same kind of philosophy.
But it's with capitalism and tourism, where it's like I just found this like dandelion that's kind of at the end of its life.
A wet dandelion too, so it can't even like...
of course in the background, right? The very, very background is Douglas Island. It's these huge mountains, and then the cruise ship and the buildings, and you get a kind of a very quick indication of downtown Juneau, and then you get flowers, and then right at the forefront you get this like very fragile flower, very temporary, right at the end of its life. And I thought, how cool would it be to put in the frame something as fragile and temporary as an almost dead dandelion and make it as big as a cruise ship? Yeah, that's interesting.
I really like this photo. It's one of my favorite ones that I've taken. This one, it kind of shows this older couple, and I think I'm like really drawn to human subjects, but there's no one really to take a portrait of. So I kind of draw from like early street photography. I kind of get into this mindset where I just kind of take photos of strangers and kind of put my own narrative on them. This one's also mine. The next few ones are mine. This one's a little landscape. Again, just inescapable, like just like the cruise ships there. It's such a big part of Juneau is these cruise ships. And there's this little common area. I think we ate lunch there a few times, and I looked up and I saw like this little berm, and there's like someone sitting up there, and I was like, oh, I want to explore that the next day. So I did. I think I broke off from you and kind of had my own little adventure where I kind of got up in some like little like crevices, like trying to find photos, and I kind of found this little landscape, and it's almost this little S curve of like these people walking down below, and then it just like slowly kind of creeps its way up into scale. So person, building, cruise ship, mountain, bird.
Was that? Oh, it's a bird. I thought it was an airplane. Oh, okay, cool.
Next photo is also mine. So I wanted to frame, wow, I didn't really realize how much kind of like the scale of Juneau kind of influenced my photography, because I usually don't look up like this. Yeah, and I think with Juneau, like in most places, like the horizon's right at your eye level. And like I kind of think with Alaska, you kind of have to look a little bit more up, you know, to get that same horizon effect. And I think that also influenced me with my photos, where like I was pointing my camera up a little bit more, because I feel like when you take photos, like the big divider and the big thing like you kind of want to frame with is the sky. That's just like, it's always going to be in your photos. Yeah.
I love this one because it's like, you can see it's like a, you know, it's split into thirds. You have a whole third of it just negative space. Another third of it is the mountains. The other third is the houses. So it's telling the story of like the sky, the mountains, and then industrialization, right? It's like the urban aspect of it.
I think this one's yours.
What I love about Juneau is just it's built on a hill. I love small little nooks and alleys, like these places you can kind of disappear into, and these big kind of glorified staircases that are just so steep that, you know, you could probably die if you got
Like
tumbling.
if you slip down it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what a cool, I thought it was a cool way to kind of frame like this very narrow strip of light in between these two buildings. And yeah, I don't know. I like it. I don't know. It's just like, if you've taken 1,000 photos of a place and you don't know what else to do, then you start taking pictures of weird reflections and mirrors. And, you know, this was a trip that we took kind of to celebrate your graduation and you kind of looking into the future. And I thought, I don't know, when I saw this on my camera roll, I was like, oh man, this just really looks like you looking off into the future. It's like, it's blurry, it's undefined, it's inconclusive, it's everything that, you know, that you are right now.
All right, next one for me. This one's mine.
Ooh, I like this one.
Very minimal. You get kind of like familiar and kind of bored of like the landscape you're in, and you're a little bit tired of taking photos of like mountains and scales. You just kind of like look up and start taking pictures of weird stuff. And I think I had our rented 85 millimeter, and I just kind of noticed there's this big actually eagle kind of swooping and like circling, like looking for food. And I probably took like 100 photos.
Is that an eagle?
Actually, I don't even know. It looked. Oh, that's a raven.
Oh, that's a raven. Okay.
Never mind. I was wrong.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's an eagle. I think it's a raven. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Sure.
Like this raven circling around, and I was able to track it quickly and take a photo of it. And when I was editing this, I kind of brought out the clouds a little bit more and made this natural vignette.
Yeah. I like
it's
that.
like it's a very minimal.
Yeah, I really like the use of negative space here. And it immediately brought this poem to mind by Rilke, which is called Widening Circles. And he writes, I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I give myself to it. I circle around God, around the primordial tower I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know, am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song?
This is it. I think this is mine too. This is later in the trip where I was a little unsatisfied with my other totem pole one.
Oh, you tried to revisit it.
I tried to revisit it and kind of make it a little bit more refined, you know? It's funny, this is a different totem pole, and something that I think we learned with like the Tlingit people, right?
Tlingit. Yeah.
Tlingit people is you're either a eagle or you're a raven in the Tlingit tribe, and their entire philosophy, right, is balance. So if there's an eagle totem pole, there has to be a raven.
Yeah, we met
pole.
with someone that was it's a member of the tribe and someone that is indigenous to the area and told us about this.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, that there's this balance all throughout the culture, right? And not only that, but you can see this visually. You look around, and it's like the two birds you see in the sky are either eagles or ravens, and it's not that hard to come to that conclusion of like, oh, the early people that shaped this like saw this too, and they thought about that balance.
This one's also mine. This is when we got a little cabin out in Eagle Bay?
Eagle Creek.
Eagle Creek. Like every 30 minutes or so, like these huge fog waves would just like come in. It's almost, it doesn't look like of this earth at all.
It really captures that space on that day.
Yes, it was so great. It's like, I could put this in color and it would look black and white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was not much color that day. It was a place that you could tell was used to lots of color, but this particular day was just socked in by fog, and it had its own type of beauty where it's like it compressed everything into this kind of middle tone, contrasted black and white, and yeah, you really even just the direction of the tree, right, going the wrong way, like in the stream,
And it's weird. It's like almost kind of like a weird time scale thing where you have these big healthy trees right here. There's one kind of leaning into the water and there's another one completely fallen, and then there's this completely uprooted and dead tree.
And again, such a use of negative space. Just, I would say 70% of this photo is negative space. Just nothing.
It's just nothing. Yeah, because it's a little jarring because like when you're in Alaska, you're usually used to kind of seeing these huge mountains kind of like looking down at you, and it's kind of familiar, and like when this fog kind of comes in, it's like it's kind of gone, you know, and you kind of feel a completely different like when you're in the landscape. And I think that also kind of influenced me to kind of look down from the mountains and kind of take these kind of more grounded shots. Yeah, and then this one's also mine too.
Yeah, I love this one. I love just the movement, the life of these birds, right? Just so much negative space.
Yeah, it almost looks like the island's kind of like coming apart because like you don't even know these are birds at the first glance, you know, like you eventually know like these are birds, but
it's like Thanos snapped his fingers and the island is just like dissolving into birds.
This is yours.
So yeah, so we rented this public use cabin out in Eagle Creek, and I don't know, this was just one of those ones. I did not expect anything out of the shot. I was very ambitious trying to get other shots of eagles, and you walked in, Charlie, and I just kind of pointed the camera up at you. And kind of what I was saying earlier is like, I think doors and thresholds are just interesting places because they represent like entry points into other worlds. And it's like, here you are just kind of walking into this cabin. To me, I get this image, this kind of screenshot of a young man like about to enter into another phase of his life, you know, and like we went on this trip to celebrate your graduation, and this is the story to me of like a young man like kind of on the threshold of like the next phase. I like this one because it's a reflection, a literal reflection of you. You have the Charlie that's like in Alaska doing all these things. You're wearing the adventure hat, you've got the lens, and it's almost like this externalization, this visualization of the shadow self kind of beneath it in the reflection in the waters, where it's like, this is the part of you that you're unsure about. Like, what will you become, right? This is what I've captured in this moment. But to me, the reflection in the waters really symbolizes like your uncertainty about your own future and the uncertainty we all feel about the progression of time. You know, it's like, what will actually become of all this? I love this one. Oh man, it's the same. It's like a reiteration of the other one. But with color.
It's a refinement of what I kind of saw earlier, because like the fog kind of lifted a little bit, and I don't know, you just don't really know this is in a bay either. Like this could be a mountain peeking up in the sky. Like these are trees falling into nothingness, just a void. And I kind of realized when I take photos, I kind of forget to add like the spectrum of blue a little bit. So I just kind of want to embrace that and kind of make that the only color.
I love the tone of blue that was there, and that also you chose to hone in on. It's just like this kind of
emphasize,
kind of dusty cobalt. Gosh, I don't even know how to describe that blue.
Yeah,
I really love it.
It's like that deep blue, and it's just kind of like this nice like pleasing shape of this tree kind of pointing to like these like rolling clouds like right here. I think the next few of these are mine.
This is cool, yeah.
This one, it's the uprooted tree in the other few photos that I was taking photos of, and birds frequently like landed on this little tree, kind of drawn to that. And usually criticize people for like taking too many photos of birds, but it is kind of a fun subject to play around with.
This one, I like that there's two, right? There's just kind of this idea of like friendship, or, you know, two birds together. And it almost has this suggestion of a nest too, like this kind of
kind of like a home base,
uprooted nest.
This one is very similar to the other ones, but I kind of broadened my value scale a little bit. The mountains were kind of peeking out from the fog a little bit, because like every like 30 minutes like this fog would like roll in, so it was, I kind of like quickly like ran out of the cabin and took this photo before the fog was coming in. It was like right there.
Yeah, great prayer. I love that.
Yeah. And we'll just get through to this next one of this like raven.
I love this one.
I remember you like gasping like when I took this one, like, and I remember
They're just so. I mean, even the Tlingit culture like just has this like narrative about like ravens are sneaky, they're tricksters, and just the whole way they move, right? Just even at our cabin, it's just like this guy was up to no good.
he was trying to sneak into our cabin. He was like he was looking at like our food inside the cabin, and he just kind of like peeked his head over and like looked at us and kind of like waddled away. Cause he
They're always
caught.
kind of trying to look with like what's the maximum I can get away with, for like the minimum amount of like punishment. Like they're just always kind of darting around. Yeah, let's jump into this. Is this mine or yours?
This one's yours.
Okay, so yeah, we took a seaplane around Juneau to see all the glaciers, and I honestly don't know which one this was, but I don't know. This one just struck me of like the mixture of like sky and ice and earth and water, right? It's like all the elements are there.
Yeah.
And I just think that's always an interesting thing, right? To combine all those into one shot.
This is the next one.
Yeah,
That we
here's
did.
one. It was just like you just see this deep blue, this color that you don't really see.
Yeah, you don't really see that naturally. Is like that
Yeah.
kind of deep blue. Like you see it in like candy and stuff, and it's like
This
this
kind
like
of ice is like this is very condensed ice. Like you don't realize that like ice is not all the same, right? There's some ice that's very loose and like expanded, and some that's very compressed.
Yeah,
if you put a chunk of glacier ice in your drink, it'll take like an hour to melt.
Oh.
Because of how dense it is, and you can see that density show up in the color spectrum.
And this next one's yours, which is very similar.
Yeah, just these cracks of like blue. It's like, man, you're almost looking at like an elephant skin.
It's almost like there's like little like gems trying to poke out of like the earth, you know,
kind of glowing gems. Yeah.
some weird like evil alien ships under there or something. You know,
that's what I love. About it. Yeah.
This one's mine, which I really like it. I was on the other side of the plane taking photos. So
yeah, we were both on different aisles of the plane. It was like a six-seater, and we were both on different sides. And
I took like 4,000 photos and got like 6 I liked, which, you know how it goes with photo stuff. You know,
this
like
tells an amazing story of like the way glaciers carve out land. I mean, look at that.
it's like the trees are almost kind of like retreating back into the frame.
Yeah.
Well, like this giant kind of like otherworldly like oozing, it's very slow oozing mass just moves forwards and kind of threatens these trees and kind of kicks them back, and you can even see like the crack of like ungrowable earth like right there, you know. This one's also mine. I think this is
Oh man, I really
flying closer to it, and it's weird because it's like these don't even look like clouds. It looks like a giant dust cloud of something.
The closest thing this looks like to me is a volcano, which is crazy because I couldn't think of something more opposite of a glacier than a volcano.
Than like an active volcano.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Could go through these kind of quick.
A little bit quicker. Yeah, because like they're kind
it's
of
all telling the same
compositionally.
story, but yeah, here I tried to just kind of look at the ice, and you know, I really like the color of the clouds, like that just kind of almost dusty turquoise. It's just otherworldly, which is weird because it definitely is our world, but it feels like just something you don't see very often.
And then this one's mine. We took a helicopter ride on top of one of the glaciers.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a lot of people that kind of connected with this photo that didn't really know where we were when I took this.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a lot of places.
It doesn't look like the Earth.
You're on a glacier. Who is that walking? I don't even know.
That's the pilot that took us there.
Oh, okay. It's a helicopter pilot.
Yeah, which again you don't really know because I did the little thing that I like to do where I kind of only keep the shape of the person. You know,
Yeah.
where you can kind of put whoever you want or whatever narrative you're trying to put onto the photo right there. I think this is a little out of order, but this is my point of view of the plane.
Shoot, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I love the context that the window offers, right? Like,
Yeah, I think I remember editing this and I was like trying to get rid of the window. And then I remember like going to like the crop setting or something. I was like, you know what, never mind. And then I just kind of
it tells a deeper story where it's like the window becomes the frame, and it's like, you're in a plane. Of course you are.
Yeah, like how else would you get this shot?
Yeah.
So instead of trying to have like this magic of like how did he get his camera up there? Like, what did he do? Is this a drone? Like, what's? I just kind of decided to just kind of like like a magician showing his tricks. It's just like I was in a plane, This one's also mine, of the plane shots.
I like that one.
And this is kind of just your classic landscape shot. I really like it. It's kind of earth, what you were talking about.
Yeah, sky,
earth, ice,
water,
forest.
This little delta here at the bottom too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, almost like this photo, it's like you could kind of picture yourself standing in each one of those little areas. It's like, wow, where's this place?
Really cool.
And then also I twinged the rocks a little bit blue, just to kind of make it a little more otherworldly,
Yeah. Yeah, I like this one. I like this a lot. Like, I didn't know this one would stick with me.
Yeah, I was trying to use the plane wing as a frame. Again, silhouetting, kind of taking out defining features of a person and kind of turning them into a silhouette and kind of putting them on this background. Again, you can try to put your own story to it. And then kind of having this boat have this kind of disrupt the frame a little bit, kind of poke out. It just kind of has like this weird sense of scale where like it's like this big towering boat that's like casting a shadow on this guy.
I see like several different horizon lines where it's like you have the dock, the water, the wing of the plane. It's just like
mountains, clouds.
Like,
This was in the check-in office for the plane.
This is cool.
And it has a like man versus boat, you know.
Talk about scale. Yeah, you have this like outline, silhouette of this guy, and who knows who this guy is? Maybe that's his ship. Yeah, it looks like this. It's kind of the story of Juno, right?
And then I think this is on our last day, and these are all eagle photos.
These next series of photos. Okay. Yeah, so this is like, man, this is where that 800 millimeter shines. Like we just pull up to this beach, and it was like, people out there, catching king salmon.
Yeah, because the salmon run was starting to start, right? So everyone was kind of getting ready for their fishing.
And so, we see, of course, some eagles, that's their time to shine, flying around, and we see this, and this guy let us get pretty close.
And I really like this photo that you took. I remember hearing...
Again, we talked about the raven and the eagle and the duality of the Tlingit culture, and here's a photo of that, right?
Yeah.
It's just like...
kind of this like almost like interrupting this beautiful composition is like this like angry raven, because like the eagle's kind of getting all of the attention, Yeah,
they're in competition for the landscape.
And then here's a photo of him taking off.
Yeah, he's a little blurry taking off, but there he goes on to the next thing. And I like the incompleteness of this. You can't see his eyes, his head's off where he's going, but you know what's happening, right?
Yeah,
there's a gestalt in it, where it's like there's a continuation of...
Yeah, like he's flying away to... Yeah. And then I think this one is mine. So this is him landing back.
Oh, coming back, yeah.
So landing back on it, and I just like kind of thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was
showing like his wingspan,
Yeah.
And then this one is my version of what you caught, which is this kind of like harassing, kind of interrupting raven with this unfazed kind of eagle.
Eagle, look at him,
Yeah, like this raven trying his absolute hardest to try to get this eagle to go away, because like he's trying to get the fish, and trying to get the food.
Let's go to this next one, because this is
the last one.
This is the one we ended up
really liking.
Yeah, click on this one.
And then
this is the one we printed this on metal. This was like the image we thought would really define the trip, right? We talked about the duality of the Tlingit culture, of like eagle and raven, and you captured it here. Right?
Yeah.
There's this balance of the duality and the contrasts, and how that's reflected in the land, and the distribution of power, and the Tlingit culture. It's like you're either an eagle or you're a raven. You take on your mother's lineage, respectively. But this balance, right? And here it is, right here in a single image, where you just have the two of them.
Yeah, like this eagle framing this raven, and if either one of them were out of this composition, it wouldn't be a complete photo. you know?
Yeah, and you have them both kind of flexing in different ways. You have the eagle screeching, right? The eagle-
Screaming, and then like the raven's trying its best to get its wingspan all the way out. You know?
Yeah, and that's such an interesting. You have this total balance of composition and power. I just think this is such a strong image for all those reasons. And that's the reason. Yeah, I think we've just decided to we did a big print in metal of this, and we even bought little figurines of like an eagle and a raven,
and that
like a totem.
That was our talisman, was the eagle and raven,
Yeah,
like little totem poles.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love this. This is my favorite picture of the.
This is
the
my
whole-
favorite picture too.
The whole trip. It's just this right here. It tells the story of not only father and son, right? Like trying to figure out the balance of power, and how old that story is, right? And we could get into that, but it tells the story of an indigenous culture, right? The eagle and the raven, and there's just something really beautiful about this in every way, conceptually and also visually, and its balance and contrast.
Yeah. Well, that's all the photos.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll get this all.
Anyone that's listening to this at this point, you're invested.
Yeah, you heard our story. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening to us yap about our photos for, I don't even know how long, a while.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Yeah,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned, more videos.
Yeah. All
See
right.
ya. It wasn't recording? No.